watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 21st meeting for the Long Beach Human Resources Committee. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accessLaPorteCounty.org.
Meg, and then go to the handbook or the other way around?
Oh, we could do that. That's fine.
Yeah, we have an abbreviated timeline because of the other meeting after this, so.
Right. So we have an employee that has requested to adjust hours worked from 40 hours down to 35 hours per week. This position right now is considered full-time. So, so I wanted to talk with this committee on our thoughts and what this changes according to our handbook and the position and if we go from 40 hours. So I think, I don't know if per the state that 35 or, over 30 hours or 32, I don't really know what it is, if that is still considered full-time. But according to our town handbook, that is no longer full-time. So also the hours requested were 8 to around 3 o'clock.
Mhm.
And the current, that position again is full-time, so it's 8 to 4. That means the clerk's office would need to close 1 hour early each day, earlier than it is right now. So currently,
That's quite an impact, I would say. That's my first question. What's the impact on the town and the workload of those 5 hours? Like, who would pick up those 5 hours of work? Who would cover the office, during that?
well, and I think the workload part, time will tell, because once I'm still finishing up some of these audit items and we'll report on the AFR. And then, so I'm hoping by summertime that, because I need those couple weeks after I get the AFR done to really, I have other outstanding things that need to be worked on. And then this position, it'd be less time with phones being answered for contractors in the summer to come in. It would match my hours then, but I don't know if we as the town want that or not. So I suppose there's just the three of us here today.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just wondering,
We could, the options are that this employee could work like 9 to 4 still.
that's what I'm wondering,
or
if that would be better. for
8.
the town, That, office is opened an extra hour. That's one of the issues. The other issues. Sure. No, she works.
So
35.
correct. So I just work while the kids are at school. So I do,
So, but do you get benefits then at 35?
yes, but I think I'm different as an elected official. So it's,
Okay, all
it's,
right.
is that accurate, Mark?
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah, I think
Yes.
that
So
is
it's not treated the same.
Gotcha.
Right. So this would be a new thing because at least, I don't know if Mark's encountered this request or not, but this position is full-time again. So it receives PERF, it receives healthcare if the employee wants that, but our part-time also receives healthcare right now per the handbook. So, and actually this employee is going to be getting off of the healthcare actually. So that would be a savings to the town. The PERF, I think we also need to decide. If this employee is vested already, yet working under 40 hours puts the employee in the as part-time doesn't receive PERF. So I guess I I probably need to,
Reach out to perf.
yeah, reach out to perf is a good, yeah. Well, and perf, again, might have other, I think theirs is lower than 40 that you can enroll an employee, but again, per our town code, we don't enroll unless you're full-time at 40 hours per week. So then do we stop does this employee no longer get, or does the town no longer make those perf contributions? So those are kind of the issues.
Mhm.
Um,
I think those are important ones and, need to have a reason one way or the other how we decide to go.
mhm.
So is the perf, I mean, those contributions, you said you would have to check with perf or,
I think I already know the answer on that,
okay,
you
you are allowed to do it if you want to, as long as they work over 30 hours.
no, if you're full-time, you are required
Okay.
to an hour full-time. So
Yeah.
full-time for perf might be less hours than 40, but full-time for the town is 40
Okay.
per week.
I see.
If that makes sense.
So it's a town, it seems like it's more of a town decision.
I think
then.
so.
Yeah.
And the things to consider are precedent, right? So if we allow this and another employee makes that request, those are the considerations in my opinion.
Right.
I think that's just a couple of the follow-up questions that I had is, I agree with Cindy's point that if we're going to work to accommodate the employee's request, that we set the hours and still keep the office open till 4 p.m. So the 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. type schedule. My concern is if we grant the request and we need to stay within the job classification of either full-time or part-time, because my fear is if we allow one employee to work less than 40 hours, we have approximately 10 other full-time employees. And if 3 or 4 of them come in and go, I now want to reduce my hours to 35 or 32, we then are really struggling with a work schedule because we'll hear, well, we did it for this employee and they're still full-time. I'm full-time. I now want to go to 32 hours, which is one less workday a week.
Mhm.
So I think we really, whatever we set in the handbook, if it's 40 hours to obtain the full-time classification, we stand by that. Anything less than 40 hours would be reclassified as a either regular part-time employee or a general part-time employee, or the 2 part-time positions that we have. I would just sit down with the employee and say, this is the options. You tell me which direction you'd like to go in. We've got to keep it uniform across the town because there may be other employees that may want to, explore this in the future. We have a couple other employees that are also at eligibility for retirement or, cutting back on their hours and that. So that's the part I want to be careful about.
Right.
I'm all about accommodating the employee in that, but then again, I want to make sure that we keep it uniform and consistent across, that it's fair to everybody, not just the person, but the position moving forward. So
It would be very hard to backtrack. If you allow it this time, it would be very difficult to change it back to, not,
right.
going along with it. So I agree with you, Mark. I think, the choice is, yes, you can do this. These are our conditions that you'd have to do 9 to 4 and you would no longer receive perf. Would you still like to do it? And it's, the choice of the employee at that point. That would be my recommendation. Beth, what do you think?
I agree 100%. I think it's a slippery slope, and although, she's a valued employee, I think that's the choice she's making. And with that, comes part-time, there's consequences, I guess, when you do that.
Yeah, and I think the job classification then, would have to change. The trend right now in some workplaces is people are cutting back to a 4-day work week rather than a 5-day, but they're working 10-hour days.
Mhm.
So they're working 4 10s, getting their 40 hours in, and then they're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe the next week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Mhm.
So I'm seeing that trend in the workplace not only here locally, but across the nation as well. But then again, they're still remaining a full-time employee because they're maintaining those 40 hours a week. So I think if we're going to go, my opinion, if we're going less than 40 hours, we change it to a part-time classification.
Mhm.
Otherwise, to remain in a full-time classification per the town handbook would be the 40-hour a week work week. And then they would be eligible for the PERF. PTO would change as well.
Mhm.
You know, when your classification changes, your PTO could change as well, because you're not receiving the fringe benefits of the full-time position. So just some of my thoughts.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
I think we're all in agreement
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I think we could go ahead with,
Sounds like.
yeah, okay. Now moving on to the handbook.
before we close on that topic, my only other suggestion would be, in my professional career, I've had to deal with this before, is that whatever decision we make and the employees in agreement with, we condense it to writing, place it in the employee's personnel file.
Yes.
So there is a record of it moving forward.
Yep.
Just in case, fast forward 2 years from now, the employee wants to come back and say, you didn't pay my PERF for the last 2 years. We can pull that document out and say your classification was changed. You were, removed from PERF at that time. You were fully aware of it. It just protects
Right.
everybody that's
I think-
involved.
Yeah, there should always be a written
Yeah.
record of that conversation, I think. For sure.
And quick question, if she does proceed and wants to move to part-time, then we have another conversation about, do we close an hour early? Is there a way to, because she answering phone calls and opening the door, is that, I mean, would
Right.
somebody else
So-
be able to do that, or?
Right. So during the year, I get here by 8:10 or 8:15 at the latest. Some days it's 8:05, just after I drop the kids at school. Diane, the water department is here at 8 a.m. So that door gets opened. But then that position would sort of cover the front office for that hour.
Gotcha.
And then, again, I leave at 3 and then water department leaves at 2.
Mhm.
So, and then the front office leaves at 4 is how it's been. So, any questions on that? That makes sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so the ultimate question would be if we close at 3 or 4 then. So,
Right.
I think we kind of established, though, we want to stay open till 4. So either.
right, I agree.
Yeah, so that will be.
Okay.
Established. Okay.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Meg.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so
You. Okay. I am having trouble. I'm in here, but having trouble getting the actual file.
Mark, can I use the Zoom link for the Lakeshore Drive payment to hop on this? I'm headed into my house now.
Yes, once we close out this meeting, Beth, I'll open up the Zoom at 10 a.m. for the special town council meeting, and then you can just join via the town's website at that time through Zoom.
So, but I can't jump on Zoom now on that one, correct?
You can jump on this one right now, the human resource meeting on Zoom.
I'll try to do that right now. I'm
Yeah.
coming into my house.
Let me know if you have an issue, because I have it open and there's no participants on Zoom right now.
All right, I'm gonna mute.
okay.
Okay. I'm in here, but I can't get the files to show.
One,
I
she's
don't
mine.
know why. Just gonna make this. Just try again to go back in here.
While you're looking for that, I was wondering if we need to do anything for the committee as far as committee members, at the town council meeting, they asked that all committee heads. I think
Confirm
everybody-
that
Yeah,
everybody wants to stay,
yeah.
right? Well, and I can, do you want me to follow up with Georgetta and make sure she would
Yeah.
like to stay on?
I think that would be good. And do
Okay.
you think the size is appropriate, or do you think we should look for somebody else to be on it?
I personally think the 5 works,
Okay,
so
good,
I wouldn't recommend any more.
good.
Okay. What's going on here? Email's working. Just trying to get onto Teams then. So do we want to just try and go through this today real quick?
Yeah.
Or kind of feel like we did that last
Yeah.
time. I'm trying to remember how we left off.
I think
Um,
the way we left off last time was we were just reconciling the, forms with the, yeah, just to compile and update the forms.
Okay,
And, if that's something we think Kayla could do, that's fine too.
well, and I had written on here certain ones needed that we decided were going to be removed.
Right. Some of them,
Did we go, as we
Yes.
went through it?
we went through it,
removed
there
them.
was a paper list of the
Right.
forms that were going to be removed.
Yeah,
So I think we just
Okay.
need to take those out, have the list compiled, and those are all referenced in the document. We could just double check that one more time, that every file referenced is the one that's on the list. I think that would be worth redoing, but
okay,
we first have to have the more updated list of which forms we're going to go with.
okay. So I should probably put that together.
And then I'd like Meg to get the entire file over to Kayla to straighten up like the margins and all that type of stuff. She's very good at that. And then she could get that cleaned up version back to everybody.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
And then give us, some time to look through it before we push it out to the council and that. And then I would share, my recommendation would be to share it with the council, all the department heads. I don't even see why we can't just share it with all the employees as well, if anybody wants to take the
Yeah.
time.
I was thinking that.
Right.
as-
I think we allow them the opportunity to dive into it. Maybe there's something they're going to see or suggest that we're missing, and then we can consider that before we push it out for final approval to the council at the April meeting.
Mhm.
Okay, and the only other note I had was a conflict of interest form.
So
Is there one? Or did we
I
talk about?
believe that there is a form that the state board gave me through the audit that I need to distribute to new council members
Right,
or any new employee where they would disclose any conflict of interest. My understanding was it did not need to be filled out by everybody, only if a conflict exists. Now, I don't know how that works compared to a certain project, or I guess I need to distribute that to all employees
mhm,
and explain if a conflict arises, please submit this to the clerk's office.
mhm.
So I believe that's how that should work.
So to employees and town council members. Excuse me. Okay, that was the other thing that I had.
Okay. Okay, I just made a note on that. Okay. So,
The ethics, that section, I have a note about reviewing for redundancy.
yes, there's 2 paragraphs that,
Maybe we
but
could
I think we talked about that last time and we
Right.
decided to leave them.
To leave them both.
Mhm,
Okay,
because their titles are a little bit different.
okay.
We could either combine the 2 titles or leave it separate how it is. I guess I can look at that again, read through it and maybe decide if it is too redundant,
Mm-hmm.
too confusing. I think I finally figured out that there's actually a different title at one point. So
But is a title significant to the content of that I mean, if the paragraphs
I
are the
wasn't
same.
sure. It's
Yeah.
more of a, it more seems like it was either taken from a handbook or it's more like attorney or, it's kind of like it should be there. So,
The title should be there. Okay.
well, both parts. So if we want to combine them, I guess we could. So
Mhm.
I wonder what page that is. Ethics. Page 20 about. Full standards.
Can you let pop in, Mark?
I'm not seeing it popping up, Cindy.
She says she's in the waiting room.
Okay, so it's under, if you can look here, Cindy, it's under statement for disclosure of economic interest. It starts these different paragraphs, all state statutes.
Hey, Meg, question.
Then it goes under authority administration. And then it's all the same. These couple of paragraphs. So it depends if we think we want to combine. I wasn't sure. So statement for disclosure of economic interest and then authority and administration. But that's the section. What, Mark?
I'm wondering if we have another bad Zoom link. Beth is trying to get in and the Zoom is running, but it's not showing her in the waiting room. So, thank you.
Hang in there, Beth.
Keep going.
Yeah, she went to go check.
Yeah, I think it might be the Zoom link again, like we had a problem at so,
7/7. Is what I-
Oh, that would be.
she's on the
problem.
December 17th
Yeah,
one.
that would. be-
Try to get out and go to the town's website for the one listed on the calendar for today.
Yeah, see if you can get out of that one and try the one for today.
Okay, well, I can't find the one for today. If you can send me an invite or something, I'm looking on the website. I don't know what time it says.
Let me look.
Agenda for January 15th, and when I click on that,
Let's see here. Hey, Beth.
yeah,
So I just went to the Town of Long Beach website
yeah,
and then under events, I went to human resource meeting with today's date, Wednesday, January 21st.
Correct, Mark.
On the right. Yep. And then there should be a Zoom link for today's meeting on there.
It's correct. So
Thank you. She was on the December
town
meeting.
calendar. Just says week of January, I see just recycling pickup, that's all I see. Sorry. Town calendar. Town of Long Beach.
So are you on view all events and then January 2026?
Second, here we go.
Okay. I don't know why I can't get this file. Guess I should just try again.
Sorry. Go ahead, just keep going. Keep trying.
Oh,
That's me.
Oh.
So it's working. I just tried joining from my cell
All
phone.
right.
Yeah, I just joined from the link on the website myself and it let me join.
Oh, I go to Long Beach, Indiana, I see how do I, directory and hours, government, police, fire, subscribe.
So it's- No, you need to, so click, are you on the home page? Can you
Yeah.
click? So go scroll to the bottom right and it's the calendar's on the bottom right. And then if you click view all events, Let me know if you find that.
So I'm on Long Beach, Indiana, government pages.
Are you on longbeachin.org? Yeah.
Okay. At the bottom, oh, calendar, okay, oh, here we go. I was at the wrong page, all right. I'm hopping on now.
Okay. I don't know why I can't get this file to show, so we still have to figure it out.
There we go.
So I feel like at the last meeting, we went through the handbook together and we tried to
Right.
see if there was anything. I think the last piece is that table with the benefits that we need to work on. So I think it's page, Mark doesn't even have anything in my computer's giving me issues. Page 49-ish, I think. And at least show it to Cindy and we can decide. I'm just gonna be busy through, I'm still doing year-end stuff and then I need to work on the AFR. So I can try and squeeze this in. I know it's important and we need to get this approved. What we had said though was that this table of the employer contribution and employee contribution
For insurance.
was going to be an addendum and per the labor attorney that we shouldn't keep that in the handbook. Do you guys
Right.
recall that?
Because it often changes.
Changes so
Correct.
up.
Yep.
So I just need to, the addendum's important, especially if we're going to give it to employees to review. They're going to want to see,
I think we got some time since we're not going to push this out to, April. So
I guess it's just, is the addendum just a word page that I pull this table out and then we remove it from the handbook?
Yes.
Is
I
that?
think that's how it works. Yeah. You just take it out of there,
Mhm,
put it on a separate page. That's an addendum.
mhm.
Which-
And that's something Kayla can do for us again.
Just thinking that maybe that's
Yeah.
something she could.
Yeah.
Once we
I
give her
can,
the whole file,
mhm.
we can show her what we want to pull out of there. She can create this separate addendum page and have just that information on there. And then we just got to help her put the content into it and it won't take long at all.
Yeah, maybe she can help me do that. And I can either send her this file or give her access in here, but
Yep.
I think we're at the point where we need to,
Just clean, yeah, just.
are
as
we,
little cleanup things.
right, when we give it to employees and council, are we giving them the red line or are we accepting and saying, read through it? Or both? The red line's a lot, I feel.
I think we need to give them the cleaned up version.
I think if we give,
Leaning towards right? Okay. Okay, I agree.
I'd agree with Cindy, not only is it overwhelming, it's quite confusing.
Yes.
Right.
So I think if we give them the cleaned up version, we work from there. This committee spent a lot of time going through it. The attorney has gone through it. I think we're at the point that we're confident that we can just give the clean version.
Yep.
So, and then ask
Good.
for any amendments to it from there.
Mhm.
Good. And town council.
I have a quick question. Is there a page or somewhere where they have to, employees have to read it and sign it to say that they have read and agreed to the terms of the handbook?
We call it the employee acknowledgement form, and we have a
Okay.
folder of those in the clerk's office. We did amend the ordinance after the audit that's just a one-time, they
Okay.
have to watch a video and then, I don't think it had to do with the handbook though. That part was okay, but watching a video, it said that the form was supposed to be signed yearly, which we weren't doing. So we've changed it that it's just at your time of employment or if your role drastically changes.
Mhm.
So
They sign it, Beth.
higher.
Yeah, they sign it, date it, and it stays in their personnel file or in the file for all of the employee forms related to the town handbook.
And I
Okay.
believe we changed the date to be within that first week, 5 days maybe is what we put in the handbook. Does
All
anyone
right.
recall?
So, but we're going to have to, everyone's going to have to re-sign with the new handbook, would you say, or not necessarily?
Correct. No, they
Okay.
would.
Okay.
Yeah, they would.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so
Yes. Lakeshore Drive meeting, meeting. Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll get started. We're just finishing another meeting, but good morning. Okay.
Okay, so I think we'll pull out the benefits table.
Mhm.
I'll work with Kayla and we will get on saving the file, accepting the changes. Maybe Kayla can help me with the table of contents then, because I think some of it's gonna have shifted the page numbers and this file doesn't seem like those page numbers will update on their own. So we'll get it cleaned up. So it's January 21st. Are we going to keep our meetings at 9 a.m.? Is that was what,
Yeah,
Wednesdays at 9 a.m.? Does that work for the four of us?
I'm open.
Wednesdays at 9 a.m.? Because
Yeah.
we've been meeting at 11.
Yeah, 11, 9:30, but not all over.
I think we started at 1.
We've been moving it up.
So, or does anybody want a different time?
No, 9's fine for me.
Okay, so third Wednesdays at 9 puts us at February 18th is our next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get those items I just discussed completed, which is distributing the cleaned up version to council and employees. Hopefully we can do that, like, if not the end of this week, next week for sure.
Mhm.
And then they have some time to review before our meeting, and the council meeting, the March one, is March 9th. Okay, so our goal would be that council has a chance to review it and can approve our changes. And we can discuss if any council member or employee came back to the committee, we can make adjustments if we agree with them.
I think Cindy's going to miss the March meeting, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I think if we could give it to the council at or before their March 9th meeting and then ask them to review it
Mhm.
with the goal of accepting it at the April meeting when Cindy would return.
Yeah.
Perfect. So a vote on the April meeting.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, which is April.
And that gives
3rd.
us time to get all the forms updated and everything,
Right,
tie up any loose ends.
that all sounds reasonable, I think, so. Okay, good.
All right, well, we probably should.
We will
wrap up
adjourn.
this meeting then,
Mhm.
and that was good. Short, but we got some things covered. Thank you, Beth, for all your
Thank you.
efforts to
Thanks, Beth.
stay on it. And we will meet again on, again, the third Wednesday at 9 a.m. and
February 18th at
February
9 a.m.
18th. Okay, sounds good. Okay, meeting adjourned.
Beth, you just got to go to that next link and then at 10, I'll open that next one up.
Will do. Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank,
Bye-bye.
thank you.